Welcome to all you Capricorns for your monthly horoscope in general for March 2016. Now, very interesting month, and there are eclipses, and there is a Mars-Saturn conjunction energy going on, and there is a lot of interesting things going on. Actually, it's not easy to all put this in a very not longer than a 10-minute video, because let's break it down to the eclipses first of all. Now, the eclipse, it's a solar eclipse in Pisces, which is your third house, which is pretty interesting because there are some communications that are going to end and that are going to begin on a new level. It's either the one or the other or both, because the solar eclipse belongs to a certain Saros family, and if this is Latin for you, I'll put a link below that explains this tiny little bit of astrology. But what does it mean? It means that the eclipse in Pisces, which is about the sun, the sun and the moon together with the south node, together with Chiron, together with Saros, and I'll explain all of that in a minute. But bottom line is, this belongs to the Saros family 18 South. And that is an eclipse that is all about transformation, that is all about endings and new beginnings itself. It's all about some endings, so that new situations with positive new outcome is possible. And as I said, for you, it's not in a dramatic part of your horoscope, but communications are indeed important. So maybe your a certain communication style that you had is no longer suiting you, is actually a bit painful, that's the Chiron, is actually not nurturing you anymore, because that's the Saros. Saros is an asteroid about nurturing, and it's so close to this new moon, this eclipse, that it is all about letting go, the south node, letting go of an old communication style that is not longer nurturing you. On the contrary, that is actually, if you would keep on going like this, it would be painful. So communication style, I mean, maybe you were too direct, or maybe you were too soft, or maybe whatever it means to you, there is like this opportunity for a totally new communication style. And that is good. The North Node and the North Node and Jupiter are in your 9th house, which is also a very mental kind of house. And there is like, you are, there are some new ways of thinking as well, entering your life, some new opinions that you're having, and maybe received through traveling, maybe received through reading, maybe received through talking, interacting with people from another culture or with another background, because the North Node is where we need to head at, where we need to go to, and that is in your 9th house. So a lot of you Capricorns, they have started new studies, or new maybe started to travel because for work, or maybe started to teach, or learning something new yourself. These are all positive things. So the eclipse is really happening in a part of your chart that is very social. You interacting with environment, with siblings. Maybe a communication with a sibling will just change. At the most extreme can end, but for lots of you it will have to do with a changing style of communications. Maybe you're saying, this is no longer how I want to communicate with my sibling or with my environment. I'm going to do this differently. So this might not sound so important, but it is, because it makes a shift in your view upon life, your view upon the world, which is the 9th house. The 9th house is like a house that, although it is of the mind, it's of the higher mind. So it has an impact on other areas of your life if you change it. So, so people that are not nurturing you anymore when it comes to relatives, neighbors, people who are very in your direct environment, it can mean that you say, you know, this is not necessary anymore. I'm going towards the new contacts, the new people that are way more fresh, way more foreign, way more, not necessarily foreign, but different from you. So who may have another viewpoint and therefore who help you to grow, because there's where your growth is, where the North Node is and where Jupiter is. This North Node in Jupiter trines you with Pluto in your sign. So there's something about transforming as well through your different way of thinking, actually. So that is good. And this is very fresh energy there. With the Jupiter in a trine to Pluto, that also happened in October. And that is a fantastic trine to happen. So it can mean that you, through a contact with someone from abroad, through a contact with someone who's got a different point of view as yours, but who broadens your mind, through a contact with some sort of mentor, you actually transform. And it's profound, it's very deep. It's not something that, you know, is just a little bit of a transformation there. No, transformation is never little, is it? So that's that, and there's a lot of healing going on with the mind and with your words as well. So watch what you say, but I think that the things that you are going to say, whether it is in close relationships or with people from work, there is some sense of healing possible. So maybe through pains that were there from the past, or unprocessed pain, through your thinking processes, which is all that Chiron stuff and Saros there in your third house, there is like this release and releasing of old ways that you were thinking, and you know how much that can unlock us. Capricorns are known for people who are very, you know, they don't mess around, and they have their certain way of thinking. And but with that eclipse there, maybe you had some tunnel vision towards a certain part of your life, and now this tunnel vision is broken. It liberates you. You can release it because it's too painful to cling on to. That is what's happening with this eclipse. So it's certainly not a bad eclipse for you Capricorns, because Pisces is energy that sextiles. That is in a nice flow for you Capricorns, so you will be fine. Now another thing is, of course, your ruler Saturn, and Mars is in your 12th house, squaring up to Jupiter in that ninth. Well, what is that all about? I think, again, maybe the new way of thinking that you're having is clashing a little bit with old patterns of yours. Could be the case, because Saturn is restructuring and cleaning up old patterns that are no longer suiting for you in that 12th house of yours. Now Mars is going in the 12th as well, now in Sagittarius. So these two will be for the whole month in that 12th house, but they will return. So Mars will return to that 12th house. This is significant because this is a process that I've been talking about in the other video of February as well. This is a process of you in spotting your blind spots very much and working on that. Where Mars is where you work hard and where you put a lot of energy. And with having Mars there and Saturn there in your 12th house can be a bit heavy, because you were exploring, you were understanding parts of you that you don't want anymore. It can be patterns, addictions, it can be, and addictions can be not necessarily drinking, or it can be work, you know, it can be Facebook, it can be whatever. There are some things that you want to change and that you want to work hard on, which is Mars and Saturn. At its highest level, Mars and Saturn is slow progress, but with slowly but surely, as it squares to Jupiter there, because Jupiter is growth and Saturn is standing still. If you mix those two, it's growth, yes, but quite slow. You understand that as a Capricorn, because Saturn is your ruler. You understand that for all good things we need to work hard. And all of this is going on under the surface, it's going on behind the scenes. This is not something here that might show itself on, it's on an inner level, you could say. So a lot of Capricorns are going to do very much inner work, are going to see their blind spots, seeing their shadows and attacking them. That's Mars and Saturn. But attacking them, I mean, you're not running away from it and you're not pushing too hard, but also not putting your head into the sand. So it can be also demanding a little bit of more energy. So if you are a little bit more tired during March, listen to that you slow down a little bit, because that's the Mars energy working there very hard for you to clean up the house, you could say. It's really a cleaning up there. And for you, it will continue a couple of months. So you will feel this trend up until August that is going on in the background with ups and downs, that you are encountering yourself on a level that you didn't know that you had these patterns. So Mars and Saturn, very interesting in your 12th house. Not maybe the easiest way, you know, Mars in the 12th is not that easy. But if you do it with your awareness, and if you do it with your good Capricorn persistence, I think you can deal a lot with patterns that you really are going to cut out of your life. But it will take time. Again, don't expect it to you can initiate it in March if you want to cut something out of your life, whether it is a bad habit, whether it is something of yourself that you don't like and that demands a lot of courage to look at. You know, we are all having our blind spots that we rather just hide. But now it seems as if you want to face it, and that is always a good thing, because it's going to make you stronger. And ultimately, when Mars will be in your sign, but that's a bit further throughout the year, you will really going to be able to make some changes. That's around September time. So, what a deep month this is for you, you Capricorns. It's very, very interesting. It's very much behind the scenes, not maybe major things on a general level, but it's quite interesting for you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next month. Bye-bye.